everybody, it is Tuesday, May 11th, 2021, and it is 4 o'clock, at least my time, so that means it's time for the Monster Maverick Show, our show about all things Splinterlands, but especially focused on, prices and markets and all that kind of stuff. But, we hit some updates, and we have a few people joining us in the live audience. More to trickle in over the first few minutes. I'm your host, Neil, Whale of Splinterlands, partner with Gerber on Deck 101, Deck 404. Deck 101 is our card buying service where you send a card to Deck 101, it sends you back 101% of its DEC value instantly into your Hive Engine wallet. Typically cards that are going for 10% or so above burn value are good candidates for that. A lot of rewards cards, that kind of thing. And Deck 404 is our account splitting service or account management service, depending on how you want to run it. We can either find a player for you, or we can play you automated, and then you get the your share of the DEC winnings as well as the DEC value of cards. So that's how those things work. But yeah, we are live in Discord. We're live on mspwaves.com. We're live on Theta. We're live on, what am I forgetting? Vim. That's the other one. Those are the three links where you can watch the actual stream. I do use the video, and if you're watching the YouTube replay, or if you're listening on one of the podcast networks, then come and join the live show. It's way more fun. Speaking of which, I should retweet. MSP Waves automatically tweets out these reminders saying, come join for every show, and as the host of my own show, I should probably support that effort. We got a few people in the house. We got Naj, we got Krim, we got Fox, Paul, Rondon, our producer extraordinaire, Yaba, one of our illustrious founders, and El Gecko. Gecko, I don't even know if you play Splinterlands, but I appreciate your support coming by. It's always good to have more people having fun. But yeah, if you're listening to one of the replays, then come on. It's way more fun. Is it mspwaves.com/discord? That's the redirect link. It'll take you to the right place. It's always a good time. So a few things have happened in the past week in the world of Splinterlands, and we're going to hit some of those. We have some gold foil press. We have an airdrop. The announcement of the airdrop and the airdrop itself happened all within the last few days since my last show, because packs are flying off the shelves, which is great for all things Splinterlands. There's an AMA, and there were two things I wanted to hit from the AMA that were of special interest to me. So we'll touch on those. We'll look at the market values of cards and of DEC and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's jump into it. First off, I just wanted to go through the gold foil press real quick. This is the newsletter, I guess. Number one headline: Splinterlands Untamed is nearing the end. That sounds ominous. And Yaba saying he thinks lands is going to be sold out sooner rather than later. I have a prediction about that, which we'll get into. So there are just over 300,000 booster packs remaining. That is now less than 300,000 because we hit the airdrop, and it's talking about the Lobster Dummies airdrop, which is it's a great name, Lobster Dummies. We'll get into the Lobster Man here in a little bit. We got lock cards for your safety. So this is in response to some of the hacks that have happened where people have gotten their passwords phished or whatever it was, where you can lock cards from 1 to 30 days. And I was playing around with that earlier, and I just wanted to look through the process of how to do it, because some people were complaining about multiple cards. So if you're on your cards and you use the filter for your owned cards, you can click into any of them. So like, here's my Nectar Queen, and you can see here, you just click the box to check all, and then there's a little lock icon that gets highlighted or gets colored in when you have cards selected, and then you click that, and then you can lock for however many days you want, from 1 to 30. So the great thing about this is that if the cards are locked, you can't transfer them. So locking cards means that these cards will not be able to be transferred, burned, or listed for sale in the market until they are unlocked. Locked cards may still be used in battles or delegated/rented out as normal. You may specify the number of days that these cards will take to unlock from the time the unlock transaction is submitted below. And this feature is intended to be used on cards you do not plan to transfer or sell and want to protect in the event that your private account keys are hacked or stolen. So, okay, so the days is actually from when you, so you can lock for an indeterminate amount of time, then you press unlock, and from that point, then it's 1 to 30 days. So it's a break check, I guess, on transfers and things. So that's interesting. So, you know, that I like the idea. People were complaining that, you know, you can't do it on multiple cards. So you can do it within one type of card. So like you just saw my Nectar Queen. I can select both of these and I can lock them both, no problem. But you can't do it like Nectar Queen and whatever other cards I have in here. The Flame Monkey. I can't do that at the same time. So hopefully the guys over at Peak or at Monster Market or what have you will develop that functionality, or Splintex, you know. But I think it's a decent step. So I still prefer my security setup where I have a whole separate account that holds my cards and then that delegates over to my playing accounts. And you know that account does not share keys with, you know, with the exception of Peak Monsters. And if Peak Monsters goes rogue, I'm effed. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't even know if they would have the ability to do anything, but still, you know, I do have like delegation permission set up through them and things like that. But yeah, that's how I have my setup. And, you know, my setup predates the change where you needed active keys to transfer things, and obviously predates this latest security upgrade where you can lock cards. But, you know, I've been pretty pleased with it. Yeah, Peak Monsters shouldn't be able to do anything other than delegate your cards, yeah. That's what I believe, but you know, you never know. Let's see, another AMA Friday in the Discord. Yes, that is the case. Splinterlands turns 3. Hard to believe. Can't, you know, it's so 2018, I guess, was the launch. Just amazing how the time has flown. And then there's Digicon 3, which is on May 22nd. And May 22nd is what? That's a Saturday. The Hot News Splinterlands Crypto Conference event, held every 2 months in our digital gamified event space, powered by GamerJob. Hang out with good friends, rub elbows with industry leaders, listen to informative talks from cutting-edge companies, or just play around in the space to earn awesome NFT achievement badges on Wax. So that's new. There's something for everyone at Digicon, and the event is free to attend. All right, not too shabby. So I went to the first Digicon I hung out for a while. I did the auction, or I hung out in the auction and listened to a couple talks. Digicon 2, I just kind of popped in and popped out. I had something going on. Don't even remember what. But yeah, I mean, it's generally a fun time. So worth checking out. Updated roadmap, updated as of end of April. You know, everybody likes roadmaps. Security review and updates. So obviously we've gotten some of those. Q2 2021. Guild Brawls V2, Q2 2021. So Guild Brawls V1 is live. And we might check in on the status of those. New card, delegation, and rental system. Looking forward to that. Pretoria, map release, and lands claim redemption. Q2 2021. So that's obviously a biggie. Major new thing we haven't announced yet. It's been pushed back to Q2/Q3. And land expansion release Q4. Okay. So, might as well take that to migrate over to last week's AMA. So in the AMA, you know, Yeba and Agra, they host their AMA every week, and you know they rotate the times around a bit so that people in different parts of the world can attend. So I tuned in last week, and the two things really struck me. So one was I think Agra said like 51 on average in April, 51 summoner spellbooks sold per day, which is fantastic, and that's a nice rate. And I was looking at the all users transacting on the chain or on the game at Rafalski's site, and hopefully this is correct. Let's see. Let's do 3. Okay. Users. I just want all playing. So I don't know if this is exactly matching up with that. I don't know if each of those Summoner Spellbooks purchases are actually playing every, on these days. I'm my own guild. I could be my own guild, but no. I'm an Immortal God, which is the best guild. So, I'm I'm definitely at the bottom of the Immortal Gods, but I'm in it. So, I'm not going anywhere, basically. That's the bottom line. So, all accounts playing plus transacting, we're seeing nice increases running at about what is that, 7,000 a day, you can look a lot better in your guild. That's probably true. I can be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, but that's okay. I appreciate the effort. In terms of battles, let's see. Let's go back to, let's 2020. How about that? Ba-ba. So battles, edging up, I would say call that an upward trend, which is good to see. Do I want to be the suckiest best person or the best suckiest person? I want to be the suckiest best person, actually. I think there's more room to grow. But yeah, so lots of people are playing. Prices are up, which is great. And I actually took a swing at the market cap bot, and we got that chart showing that Splinterlands market cap is at 14.508 million, which is all-time high. It's the same number as the max there. And that's just great to see. And a lot of that is new players coming in. They're buying packs. They're buying cards on the secondary markets, and it's all good. I am optimistic, and I have been forever, that as crypto gains mainstream attraction, then a portion of those people come into Splinterlands, and I think that is proving to be true. So what I am not as thrilled about is that other games are getting better press, basically. So Decentraland is obviously has like a gray scale trust, which is huge for that. Yaba's saying he bought a whole bunch of GFLs this morning, so he doesn't keep getting wrecked in the brawls. Yeah, so I thought Banjo was silenced in this channel, but anyway. So yeah, so those were the two things, or that was one of the things that hit me from the AMA. The other thing that hit me from the AMA was the major new thing we haven't announced yet: Q2, Q3, 2021. So Yaba dropped a little hint in this past AMA. So I forget exactly what the question was, but the answer was that this new thing, the announcement that is pending, the announcement that they have announced but have not announced when they will announce the announcement will change everything, basically. So that leads me to believe that it's going to be something systemic to Splinterlands, and Yaba mentioned about hiring some new people. So I kind of think it's like funding related, or major new partners coming in, or something like that that brings in a whole new set of skills and money and all those things to fund development and hiring and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's true. That's just speculation on my part. But that is my guess. So we'll see how that all breaks out. We'll see when that actually drops. It's been pushed back a couple times now, and now we're saying Q2, Q3. So just as a reminder, Q is quarter, right? So Q1 is January through March. Q2 is where we are now, April through June. Q3 is July to September. Q4 is October to December. So Q2, Q3 could be as late as September, and so the way things go with development, everything takes longer and costs twice as much as you expect. So I always put it at the end of whatever the projection is. So, I've been saying all along that lands... Oh, yeah, I was saying it'll be announced in Q2 and launched in Q3. Okay, well, Q2 is halfway over. So, you have until the end of June to fulfill on that one. And same thing with the map. So a lot of people... There's been a lot of chatter in the land channel on the Discord. So, people are pretty excited about lands, but we're excited about the maps and where's my Splinterlands tab? And in the market, the number of plots left is going down. So that is a good sign that we're selling out. We're if the map launches in Q2, so by the end of June, then I think very soon around that time the plots will sell out. That's my guess. I also made another speculation that the Untamed card, the Untamed packs and the plots will sell out within a week of each other, because we've been seeing a lot of packs going rather quickly. So when they announced the Lobster Dummies, which was on the 6th, I think, 5 days ago. So at that point, there were still 12,000 packs left. It was sold out. Those 12,000 sold within a couple days, and we got the Lobster Dummies either yesterday or the day before. And I haven't used it yet, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, stuff is just selling. So I mean, even on the big chart of pack sales, we can see that we have these big spikes from big events. But even with that, distorting the scale, we can see on the right hand side of the chart that a lot of packs are selling. And if we zoom in there, let's go back to like March, let's say March 24, 2021. Let's do that. Purchases. It's the one thing I don't like about the site is it doesn't keep your, like what page you're on. You have to go back to where you are and refilter and everything. So at this point, we're averaging 2,828 packs a day, which is a lot. So Aggroed was in the Discord, I think it was yesterday, and he said that he thinks they'll be sold out by the end of June. And, that could very well be. So if we're selling 3,000 a day, and there's 300,000 left remaining, that's 100 days, right? So that'd be a little over 3 months. And, towards the end of things, sales tend to accelerate because people want to start to FOMO. They start to want to get in before everything sells out. And we know that there's going to be a break of some duration between the ending of Untamed and the beginning of the Chaos Legion set. And how much of a break that is undetermined, I think, at this point, or at least the team has not announced. And Fox is getting shade from Krim. Yeah, this dropped. This dropped yesterday or the day before. And yeah, so it's highly likely that the Untamed sells out relatively soon. Relatively meaning, within a month or two. So I don't think we'll go the 3 months that the current pace is setting. And, people have been talking about the investment outlook for those kinds of things. So, I mean, we can go to Leodex and we can see what old sets are selling for to give you an idea. So we got Alpha. So Alpha is obviously the Alpha set. They do not sell a lot. I mean, there's not a whole lot of volume, but there is. So yeah, like on the last sale was actually 422 and 10 packs sold, but they are selling for a lot. So if you can sell them, then they're worth a pretty penny. So the last one was $54, and considering those packs were bought for at most $2 and probably a lot less, probably more like $1.60, then that's a pretty good return. But again, not very liquid, and it took a long time to get there. So same thing with Beta. So Beta is going for last price sold was $16, which is nice. Again, these were $2 cards or $2 packs. And, that's if you didn't get any bulk discounts. So, I mean, there is definitely investment potential. And, it's the same thing with everything in Splinterlands. More users in the future will, if there are more users, they will increase demand for the more limited stuff. So, obviously, Alpha is the most limited, then Beta, and then Untamed will be limited, by comparison for whatever that future state is. We also have, the orbs and the dice. Dice is still in print, but orbs, how much are those going for? Those are going for $11 last sale, but again, not a whole lot of volume here. So, the age-old question is: do you take your risk on opening the packs and seeing what you get, and then selling those cards, if you want to sell, or do you sell the packs? And so, it depends on your faith in the RNG goddess. So for me personally, I have terrible luck with the RNG. I'm always at like with Lobster Dummies. I did slightly better than the minimum guaranteed value as far as how many cards I got, but only just barely. And usually I'm right at the minimum. And every once in a while I'll get a gold foil. I didn't get any gold foils of the current Lobster Dummies or the current drop. So, even with that all said, I still open the packs because I like the cards. I keep one of each set, so I've got one Alpha, one Beta, one Orb left. But that's just for I don't know what sentimental value, I think. but otherwise I just open everything and then, you know, either delegate the cards or sell them or what have you. And Fox is upset that he doesn't like Splinterlands, and yet the show's about Splinterlands. But okay, that's fine. So let's talk about the Lobster. So, you know, what was it? 1 out of 75 packs? Yeah. So with the latest tweak to the airdrops, we get this guaranteed rate. So players will be guaranteed to receive at least one Lobster Dummies card for every 75 Untamed Edition booster packs they have purchased. So I had 471 on one account, and I had 2,700 on the other account. So I have 3171 packs purchase of Untamed. So divided by 75, that's 42.28. So I was guaranteed a minimum of 42 lobsters. And I got 46, which is 46 is great. So it's perfect to max it out. I didn't have to sell any, I didn't have to buy any. I didn't get any gold foils, but it is I was pretty happy with that. So I got 4 above the minimum guaranteed rate. And the card itself, it looks pretty great. So it's basically an upgrade to the Spineback Turtle, which is kind of the staple low-level tank for the Water Splinter. It's if we compare it to that, instead of 4 mana, it's 6 mana. It's got 1 speed. Lobster has 1 speed. Spineback Turtle has 2 speed. At max level, I think Spineback Turtle is 4. Let me check on that. Let's see. Spineback Turtle. So at max level, it has 3 melee attack, and the Lobster has 2 magic attack. So a little bit weaker there, but it has 12 health as opposed to 7 health and 5 shield. It's also both have thorns. Lobster Dummies has shield and magic reflect, which are big improvements. So for 2 mana more, I think it's a good deal compared to the Spineback Turtle. So definitely an upgrade, and obviously that makes sense since Lobster Dummies is an epic and Spineback Turtle is a common. And yeah, so I was making the point magic attack is much stronger than melee attack. That is true. It doesn't miss unless you have phased, going on, or also it's not affected by shields unless there's, a rule set that says that it is. So yeah, I tend to agree that, 2 magic attack is pretty good compared to 3 melee. Also, in reverse speed rule sets, obviously Lobster Dummies will be great. Having 1 speed, 12 health, that'll be hard to hit. And reverse speed comes out quite a bit. So I don't know what in the rule sets, I don't know if there's different probabilities for the different rule sets, but it seems like that one comes up as one of the more often ones or more frequent ones. I don't know yet, but can you tell us that? Are there different frequencies for different rule sets? Yeah, I'm a fan of Lobster Dummies. I have not gotten to use them yet because just got them the other day. I haven't had any water quests yet. I had a neutral today, and yesterday I had Sneak, I think, and the one before that was Snipe, something like that. So all the rule sets should be equal. Okay, just it's just the Dunning-Kruger effect then, where you see things that you want to see, basically. It's like when you are moving to a new place, you suddenly start seeing license plates for that new place. The same kind of thing. And when new rule sets are released, they are higher frequency for a little time, but aside from that, they are the same. Okay, good to know. So let's check the market of Lobster Dummies. That's one of the things I wanted to check. So let's see, well, this is just an overall epic. So let's check the Untamed epics and see where it falls. Dun, dun, dun. Let's just look at the regulars. Okay, so zoom out. So Lobster Dummies is on the higher end here. So we got it's sitting below Mataika Headhunter, but above pretty much everything else. And that is, to be expected because, when new cards come out, they have low supply. And so people who want them, have to pay up to get them. But, as supply increases, then the prices usually come down unless there's great utility to a card. So Mataika Headhunter's been out for a little while, and it's still at the top of the charts here as far as Untamed epics go. So obviously people like it. And that is all to the good. Goblin Fire Mage is still doing reasonably well. It's at 67 cents, only a couple cents below Lobster Dummies at 70 cents. And yeah, so that's That is good to see that the airdrops are still holding their values pretty well. Pyromaniac does not get any love. I think it's too expensive mana-wise. I think that's kind of its issue. And I don't know if it's just me or, just RNG stuff, but personally, I have been getting tons of low mana matches over the last, week or so. And so it's harder to play the higher mana summoners and higher mana monsters when you have like a 14 mana set. But I don't know, it just seems that way. I think I've only had one 99 mana match in like the past 2 weeks, something like that. But, things come and go. RNG is weird. It's unintuitive, despite however well you think you understand it. So yeah, to be expected, I guess. Let's see, what else did I want to hit? So we talked about land. We talked about the packs. Don't I have a prediction market going on Double Up? I believe I do. Let's see. Cub Finance, dashboard. Nope, that's not what I want. Your markets. There we go. So here it is. So will Untamed packs sell out from Splinterlands.com before September 15th, 2021? Currently, 91% of people are saying yes, 12% say no, 12 shares. 91% say yes, 9% say no. So people are betting heavily that Untamed will sell out before. Have a good one, Yabba. We'll sell out before September 15th. And this market closes on May 31st. So the way Double Up works is that you create the market, then there's a first phase where anybody can buy or sell anybody can buy shares from the system itself. Then that phase closes. In this case, the market closes May 31st. And from that point to the actual resolution of the market, which in this case would be September 15th, it's a secondary phase where the total pot cannot grow, but individual members in the market can trade their shares back and forth. So right now I've got 10 shares in the yes. Yeah, I have 10 yeses. So, when this market closes, we will know whatever the expected value of a yes is, assuming that remains, assuming that is the one that will win. And then you can sell that share for, any amount that a buyer is willing to buy at. But, it's a way to, like in this case, market's going to close May 31st. If things sell out, by June 12th, let's say, and I don't want to wait until September 15th to get paid out, I can maybe sell my yes shares for a bit of a discount. And a buyer could come in and say, well, I have a guaranteed gain of however much, and, I get a little bit of money earlier, and I can go on my merry way. Or, I could hold until September 15th to get paid at that point. So, Double Up has a lot of interesting dynamics to it, and it's a fun little time. If you have some PAL in your wallet, it's a fun use. So check that one out if you haven't already. And there's people are making markets about all kinds of stuff. Will the price of Bitcoin be over 50,000 on July 1st? That's an iffy one. I saw an article earlier saying that Bitcoin's going down to 40,000. Price of Cub, will that be above $5? Will Joe Biden still be president? That's actually my market. Will he still be president on July 4th? Price of silver, price of gold, Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul, who will win? So apparently one person bet on Logan Paul, probably just for the odds. Rotten Tomato audience score for Black Widow, all kinds of fun stuff. It's a great little platform, and I wish we had better marketing outside of Hive, but for the Hive ecosystem, it's doing all right. But yeah, so I did want to cover a couple news articles that I saw recently. So one was this. This actually just came out yesterday, looks like. So Ubisoft selects blockchain startup for its Entrepreneurs Lab. So Ubisoft has this Entrepreneurs Lab, and Splinterlands was a member of it because, they have a new crop every year. And whoever these new people are, I don't even know. Aleph.im, I'm not sure. They're doing decentralized cloud services, whatever that means. So the point here is that, these guys are getting press. And I want Splinterlands to get that press because, for all I know, Cointelegraph did write an article about Splinterlands way back then, but I don't remember it. It certainly wasn't publicized within the Splinterlands community. So we definitely need better marketing, better buzz generation, because Splinterlands has a lot of cool stuff going on. It's you can export your NFTs from what 3 different blockchains. You can go to Wax, you can go to Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum's obviously unusable because of gas fees, but you could do it. We got the lands thing going on. And then once lands becomes functional, then it's a whole other layer to the economy. There's so much cool about Splinterlands that is not getting heard out in the wider world that, I wish there's better marketing. So other news that came up was this one. This is actually a little bit old, but Clay brought this to mind in one of the PalNet channels that it's been 15 years, since, or now it's been 20 years or 21 years since Metallica sued Napster for file sharing. And, it got me thinking a little bit about, it's like, the reason this was a problem was that, there's, one, intellectual property law is nonsense from any realistic point of view, but also, blockchain fixes this, right? So I know it's within the crypto community that's kind of trite to say, but it's really true. So in Splinterlands you have these playing cards, right? How is that different than Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, right? So in Hearthstone you have an online battle card kind of game, but you own nothing, right? And you could copy it and make your own version, but then you run into the same problems with Metallica and Napster. You're infringing on intellectual property. But once you blockchain everything, then the rights of ownership and the rights of use are explicitly defined and are agreed upon by everybody in the entire world simultaneously. So it's an incredible revolution in ownership of things. And, Splinterlands is a part of that, which I'm very happy about. And then, tied in with that, we have the news about eBay. I don't know if it came out today or yesterday, but here's a CoinDesk article, for example. So eBay is allowing sales of NFTs, and this was, I guess, today. So eBay is allowing the sale of non-fungible tokens, NFTs, for digital collectibles such as trading cards, images, video clips on its platform, according to Reuters. The report comes less than 2 weeks after CEO Jamie something told CNBC that eBay was looking at how to get into NFTs. So, why not use that as a marketing channel, right? Include that, obviously, I don't know what platform of NFTs they are going to allow. I don't know if it's going to be Ethereum only or if it's going to be, any of the forks, or how they're going to prove. There's all these technical questions about how that's all going to work, and how that's going to interface with the eBay system. But with that said, I think it'd be great if, Splinterlands when eBay chain. Yeah, I mean, that is a real thing. So, where blockchain really, really excels is in chain of title. So, being able to look up records of, when something changed hands from party A to party B, nothing's better than blockchain, because it's, at least in a public blockchain, because it's, distributed all throughout the world and everybody can see it in a consensus state at all times. So, I think that'll be pretty cool. And, the more popular that NFTs get, the more popular NFT games will get, and the more popular Splinterlands will get as a subsection of all of that. But, I think we definitely have some elbow grease that needs to be spent in terms of, maintaining market share, within the NFT game space. So Ryan's going to auction some Splinterlands cards. Fantastic. Love to see it. So, it's going mainstream, and I want to make sure that Splinterlands gets its share of all that. Now, obviously, if you look at the market cap graph again, it is getting a share of it. We're seeing, huge growth in the Splinterlands market cap, but, I'm greedy. I want more. So, we cannot rest on our laurels, and I want to see that continue and accelerate. The goal, in my mind, from the Ubisoft guys, they said the starting point of a successful game is 50,000 daily actives, and right now we're at 7. So we need to grow at least 7x before we are even starting to become successful. And, obviously there are, good monetary incentives to do that. So, I like to take a look at my collection value each week here because it's the only time I look at things. And we're at 186 right now. So basically, I'm up something like 6 times on my overall investment there in Splinterlands, which sounds pretty good, but compared to crypto as a whole over the last 3 years, not fantastic. Now, along the way, I've made plenty of income as well, in terms of DEC and all that kind of stuff. So that has something to be said for it. But if we grow another 7 times on top of that, that'd be pretty cool. I'd be pretty excited for a 42 times return. Justin's saying NFTs are going to go real hard soon. Maybe, and I hope so. I would look forward to it. We do know that the sports NFTs have been doing really well. Obviously, they have a built-in fan base that others don't have. The artwork has been doing well. We had Disaster Girl sell her NFT for $500,000 a couple weeks ago. That was good. I kind of think we'll see a spate of meme NFTs going, like Hard Luck Harold or Overly Attached Girlfriend or all those guys. I think they could cash in at this point pretty well because it's why not? I say their likeness has been used for all this time, so I hope that they get something out of it. Okay, so Elon has taken Doge to the moon. Yeah, I saw that craziness. Apparently, there was a tweet last night that Elon's going to be, or was asking if Tesla should accept Doge. It's all craziness. Let's see what Doge is doing here. Doge dollar. No, that's not the one I want. Yeah, Binance has more history here. So yeah, despite the drop, from SNL, doing okay. So this is a log chart. Let's copy and paste. And if we look at it in linear terms, a little bit more exaggerated, but still, doing okay. The Elon on SNL was the quintessential buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event. But still, I thought it'd be down like 90%, but it's only down like 25%. So I think that's actually a win for Doge, and it's entirely possible that people continue to pile in. There's a Doge version of Doge now called SHIB, which is getting it's only 2 days worth of history. Let's look at it on Uniswap here. So apparently it's gone from nothing to like $50 billion market cap in the last little while. Just craziness. So there are a lot of people who are OGs in the crypto world who are talking about how this is a sign of the top. And maybe, but I hope not. I hope we still have some room left to run. I hope that more normies get involved in crypto. I hope more of those normies and gamers find Splinterlands and become part of our community. I am seeing, in the Discord, I generally, don't pay attention to much, to be honest. But I am reading like the Lands channel and the deep dives, and there's a bunch of new accounts that are talking there. So I take that as a win. So it's crazy times in crypto land, and I hope that they continue for at least a while. And it's sort of an open question, I think, at this point, because everybody's talking about this cycle being analogous to the prior cycle and the one before that, as far as we get the Bitcoin halving, like a year after that, the supply is consumed, and then prices start to rise exponentially, and we have Plan B's stock to flow models, and we talked about that yesterday on the Tax Sherpa show. But I my gut feeling, and I hate to say this, my gut feeling is that, at least for Bitcoin, this time is different. And the reason it's different is because we have these institutional funds coming in, and they are just holding, So, like Tesla having whatever $1 billion of Bitcoin, that doesn't really affect them so much. Mass Mutual, the life insurance company, has like 100 million worth of Bitcoin. And so if that goes down in value, yes, obviously they don't like it, but they also potentially at least have a much longer term perspective. Michael Saylor, I don't think he's selling anytime soon. He gets his Bitcoin for free, so why would he sell? it's absolute insanity, the kind of deals he's been able to create there. But yeah, so I kind of think that we'll have market volatility. Obviously we can get 30% swings, no problem. But like the kind of crypto winter that we had, where things were down 90%, 85%, and stayed there for years, I kind of think that won't happen, at least for Bitcoin. For the other things, could. Ethereum, I tend to think no, but Doge certainly could. So all that is to say that funnel of person gets into cryptocurrency, fraction of those go into crypto gaming, fraction of those go into Splinterlands. I think that remains a force from here on out until we have complete conversion of the entire global monetary system, which is to my mind is inevitable, but will take decades. So that's going to depend a little bit on how fast and how hard countries push CBDCs, because that's just I think CBDCs are seeding their own downfall, because if you have a digital, like the Bahamas launched theirs digital, I think they call it the sand dollar. If you have a digital dollar on your phone that's from your whatever central bank that you're dealing with, whether it's the US or China or Japan or the ECB, whatever, the user experience is the same between that and crypto. And if that's the same, and so at that point there's relatively little switching cost for the user, and then you have a choice of holding whatever inflationary currency that is losing purchasing power, day after day, or you do the same kind of thing but you do it in Bitcoin, and that I mean, it is inflationary, but on a relative scale, it's effectively no inflation compared to central bank currencies. Then why not just hold the thing that's not going to erode in purchasing power? So the faster the central banks push out CBDCs, the faster crypto adoption will happen, I think. So that's my kind of take on it. But like I said, I think the overall conversion will take decades. I think all the it's like any societal change, right? Basically, the old people have to die, and then the young people who grew up with things as normal, they will adopt. It's like same thing happened with any major cultural shift, whether for good or for ill. It's been done that way, and that's why things take so long. It's because it's hard to convince people who have spent a lifetime doing things one way to do things another way. And but young people are much more malleable, and they are willing to try those new things, and then they start to view them as accepted. So we're still in the very early adopter phase. There was a study out by Gemini a couple weeks ago, where they estimate that like 14% of Americans hold some form of crypto, and basically that was, I think the average was 38 years old, white male. Was like, that accounted for like 70+% of all crypto holdings. And so, in order to get all the other people in the country on board, obviously there needs to be further adoption. But, I don't think that's going to happen. With grandma and grandpa, probably aren't going to be in crypto, with very, very small exceptions. Like, my parents have asked me if I'm in crypto, and I've said yes, and I'm doing all these different things. And so my mom said that she's going to send me a check to start getting her into DeFi, because the types of returns I was talking about were attractive. But beyond that, I mean, they're not going to be holding their own keys. They're not going to be creating wallets. They're not going to be doing anything directly in crypto. So things take time, I guess, is the bottom line. But we still need to be getting the word out about Splinterlands. We're having the same argument in Leo Finance and Cub DeFi. People are kind of unhappy with the lack of visible progress, even though tons of stuff is going on in the background. So, we got to get press releases out. We got to get, people talking about Splinterlands. We have to do all the marketing stuff in order to get the people coming in. I mean, 50 a day is great. It's certainly more than it was before, but it's, How many days do you need to get to 50,000 users? That's 1,000 days. That's another 3 years, basically. So I don't want to wait another 3 years to get to, the beginning of success, because, this is crypto. We should be 10xing regularly. So that's just my take on it. We are coming up on the end of the hour, but before we hit there, Rondon leveled up. Oh my God. Drink. Hopefully you could enjoy my water there. Level 125. Good Lord, man. that's a lot. So yeah, but before, so 3 years isn't that long. It's not, and it is. In crypto, 3 years is forever. So, Shiba Inu has gone from nothing to number 40 something on the coin market cap in a couple weeks. So it's certainly possible to do better, right? I to some degree, Splinterlands is held back in the sense that it's an actual product rather than just, hype. It's easier to sell things that don't even exist yet in certain ways. Easier to get people to buy into vision rather than actual products, because actual products have things you might not like about them. It gives you something to point at and say, this should be this other way. And there's certainly no shortage of people complaining about things. So, but before we hit the end of the show, I did want to check the DEC value. It's been pretty interesting. So we have the Gerbot command DEC USD that will spit out that chart right there, and then as part of my duties as Deck 101, I track our portfolio values because everything is managed in DEC. And so I actually have a daily snapshot chart going back to whatever date's on this, July of 2020. The Ag Toshis are performing pretty well. Yeah, Rondon just hates the term Splintoshis. But so in Deck 101 every morning I wake up, I log into my computer, I check the account values, check how much cards have been bought, how much cards have been sold, reallocate things to make sure our Hive Engine wallet has enough funds in it, all that kind of stuff. So as part of that, I am checking the price of DEC every day. And, when I plot it out, I get that chart that you see right there. So it's a little bit smoother than the Hive Engine chart from Gerbot, and that's because there's really only one value per day, and I'm just spot checking it. But you can see on the last, since March, basically, it's been in the range of like 90 or 900 to 1,000 Splintoshis. So, and it's, so that range has tightened up quite a bit. And, the only reason it doesn't go above 1,000 is because people start burning and start selling. So I think that's pretty good. It's not Agtoshis, Ron. It's Splintoshis. Just accept it. It is what it is. So, things have words, and words have meaning, so you have to accept it. We can't just go around redefining things. We're not SJWs. So the point is that the DEC is doing well. It's supposed to be a stable-ish store of value in the Splinterlands ecosystem, and it serves many functions, right? So you can use it to buy potions, you can use it to buy packs. In the future, when Lands launches, then it will be the backbone of the swap, in the background of the swaps between the different resources. There we go. Krim got her reminder. Don't forget to record the show. Excellent. Satoshis were named after their founder, so Agtoshis is more logical. We're not talking about logic. We're talking about names of things. And Ag named in Splintoshis, so that's just how it is. So next show, it will wait 1 minute till after show starts and ping. Excellent. So I'm happy about that. Let's see, we got 1 minute left. Is there anything that I wanted to hit before we come to an end? Let's see, we got the gold foil, we got the Lobster Dummies. If anybody has played with Lobster Dummies, let me know how it's going. I'm very curious. I think it'll do pretty well. Let's see, we got the card collection, we got the users, we got the packs, we got the market cap, we got lands, I don't know if I actually dropped the image, but here's the untamed packs remaining. Grim is very mad. So 294,203 packs remaining. And like I said, I think we're done with that by end of June. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today. So thank you everybody for joining me in the live in the live chat. If you're listening to a replay, come on in and join us. It's way more fun. I'll talk to you next week.